Police in Poland are investigating the execution-style murder of a Russian artist and vocal critic of President Vladimir Putin. Polish prosecutors said Robert K., known as the artist Semyon Skrapecki, was shot dead on Monday morning in the Polish city of Biała Podlaska, about 40 kilometers, 25 miles from the Belarusian border.
Chinese President Xi Jinping has endorsed the political leadership of his Myanmar counterpart, Min Aung Hlaing, as the two met in Beijing to map out the future development of bilateral ties. Xi told Min Aung Hlaing at their meeting on Tuesday that he wanted to carry forward the brotherly friendship between our two peoples and deepen comprehensive strategic cooperation, according to Chinese state broadcaster CCTV. Australia's Weather Bureau has warned that an El Niño weather pattern has formed in the tropical Pacific and could intensify in the second half of the year, becoming one of the strongest in 7 decades. The Bureau of Meteorology said in a statement on Tuesday that sea surface temperatures in the region had exceeded El Niño thresholds, and atmospheric indicators also suggested the phenomenon has begun.
More than 3.5 years after ChatGPT's initial release, AI assistants are now used by millions of people worldwide, and the competitive landscape is changing fast. While OpenAI's chatbot is still the most popular assistant worldwide, globally, its market share has dipped below 50% for the first time as users are migrating between different assistants like Google's Gemini, Anthropic's Claude, and xAI's Grok. According to analytics firm Sensor Tower's State of AI report for 2026, ChatGPT's growth has been impressive. It became the fastest app ever to reach 1 billion monthly users, as Sensor Tower reported this month. Notably, OpenAI counts weekly active users, and it last reported 900 million of them in February. The chatbot still remains the most popular AI assistant worldwide with over 1 billion monthly users, followed by Gemini with 662 million and Claude with 245 million.
Nearly 3 years after launching as a competitor to Twitter, now X, Threads has reached 500 million monthly active users, the company announced Tuesday. The Meta-owned social platform also announced a series of new features launching today, including a Your Algo tool that lets users control what they see in their feed. The new Your Algo feature builds on the platform's Dear Algo tool launched in February, which lets users tell Threads what they want to see more or less of in their feed by posting a public post such as, Dear Algo, show me more posts about podcasts. With the new Your Algo feature, users can privately control what they see in their feed without having to share a public post. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government has significantly increased Parent-Teacher Council (PTC) grants for public schools and approved a revised structure for fund distribution. The provincial cabinet approved the division of grants into 3 new categories to improve school facilities and management.
Lenovo has quietly launched a new pair of affordable open-ear wireless earbuds. The Lenovo TA410 has a starting price of only $14. The TA410 is not Lenovo's first entry into the open-ear earbuds market. The company has previously launched models such as the Lenovo EA350 and EA400.
The Lahore Electric Supply Company, LESCO, has imposed a complete ban on electricity bill instalments during June as part of its efforts to meet recovery targets. The company has issued instructions barring instalments on both current bills and outstanding dues. Relevant officers have been directed to ensure the recovery of payable amounts in line with the assigned target.
The federal government has confirmed that Muharram 1448-H will begin in Pakistan on Wednesday, June 17, after the moon was not sighted on Monday evening. In a notification, the Ministry of Religious Affairs and Interfaith Harmony said the decision was taken in line with the announcement of the Central Ru'at-i-Hilal Committee, which met in Lahore to review moon sighting reports from across the country. The ministry stated that the first day of Muharram will fall on June 17.
Meta has announced a new set of AI tools for Facebook users as the company continues adding artificial intelligence features across its apps. The latest update includes AI mode for search, new photo and video editing tools, AI-powered photo presets, and more creator-focused features.
ATOC, the Counter-Terrorism Department CTD, on Tuesday said that it had killed 5 terrorists during an intelligence-based operation in the border area of Mankor, a remote locality in ATOC district's Jand Tehsil. Security personnel launched the operation after receiving activities of terrorists regarding the presence of terrorists allegedly involved in planning terrorist attacks in Punjab. Punjab Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz Sharif on Tuesday approved a people-friendly Rs5 34 trillion provincial budget for the fiscal year 2026 to 27 after the 35th meeting of the provincial cabinet accorded its formal approval to the budget document. The Chief Minister, while chairing the meeting, said the government had made every possible effort to provide maximum relief to citizens and minimise the financial burden on them despite economic challenges and prevailing global conditions.
There was one less star in the sky last night after the passing of one of Pakistani television's most dynamic and adorable actors. Champion Zorro the Golden Retriever, whose appearances in the 2019 drama EHDE Wafa made him a national celebrity, died on Monday at the age of 9.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has alleged that the US Department of Justice is investigating people in his orbit due to his political opposition to President Donald Trump. In recent days, federal agents have knocked on the door of family, friends, and former employees. Newsom said in a video on Monday, "Not because they found crime, because they're simply trying to find one." Leaders of the G7 are expected to focus on the United States' deal with Iran and the Russian war on Ukraine at their meeting in France, with US President Donald Trump likely to be urged to quickly finalise the agreement to end the conflict in the Middle East. French President Emmanuel Macron, who is hosting the summit in Evian-les-Bains near the Swiss border, said the priority was to ensure that there is a solid, serious agreement that is finalised.
Punjab Arts Council has announced that all theatres across the province will remain closed from 1st to 13th Muharram-ul-Haram in observance of the religious period. According to an official notification issued by the council, no stage dramas or cultural performances will take place in any theatre during this time. Authorities have directed all theatre operators to strictly ensure compliance with the ban. Pakistan Meteorological Department, PMD, has forecast below normal rainfall and above normal temperatures across most parts of the country from July to September 2026, raising concerns about water shortages, crop stress, and weather-related disasters. According to the PMD's 3-month outlook, warming sea surface temperatures in the Pacific Ocean indicate the development of El Niño conditions, which are typically associated with reduced rainfall in Pakistan. While the Indian Ocean Dipole, IID, is expected to shift into a positive phase during the season, its impact on monsoon rainfall is likely to remain limited due to its late development.
The Punjab government is expected to announce a 7% increase in salaries and pensions for government employees and retirees in its upcoming fiscal year 2026-27 budget. According to official sources, said the proposed and pension adjustments recently approved by the federal government. The announcement is likely to be made during the Punjab Budget 2026 of the Punjab Budget 2026-27.
Punjab Youth Affairs and Sports Department is set to organise the country's biggest sports event in October, with more than 50 lakh male and female students from different educational institutions expected to take part. Prize money worth crores of rupees will be distributed among the winning players.
A fire that lasted for several hours destroyed forest vegetation and shrubs across an estimated 30 to 35 acres in Bahawalpur's Lal Sohanra National Park. According to Rescue 1122, the fire broke out before Friday evening in the 30-6 RD inside the park. The blaze quickly spread to different locations, burning trees and bushes in areas that were difficult for firefighting vehicles to access. Sausage and bean soup ingredients: K&N's Frankfurter sausage, 8 sausages.
Atatok. The Counter-Terrorism Department, CTD, on Tuesday said that it had killed 5 suspected militants during an intelligence-based operation in the border area of Mankor, remote locality in Atok district's Jan Tehsil. According to a CTD spokesperson, security personnel launched credible intelligence regarding the presence and activities of militants allegedly involved in planning terrorist attacks in Punjab. Punjab Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz Sharif on Tuesday approved a people-friendly provincial budget for the fiscal year 2026-27 after the 35th meeting of the provincial cabinet accorded its formal approval to the budget document. Addressing the cabinet meeting, the chief minister said the government had made every possible effort to provide maximum relief to citizens and minimize the financial burden on them despite economic challenges and prevailing global conditions.
Since Israel launched its latest war on Gaza, Palestinian activist Mohammed Hanoun has been a figurehead in demonstrations across Italy, wrapped in a keffiyeh and waving the national flag. As head of the Palestinian Association in Italy, he delivered impassioned speeches condemning the Italian government's military cooperation with Israel and demanding an end to the genocide in Gaza.
This week, moves by France to bar a senior Israeli minister, 6 Western states sanctioned settler networks, and an Amnesty International accusation that Israel was implementing a state-sponsored campaign of ethnic cleansing in a drive to effectively annex parts of the West Bank. Did little to restrain Israel. The Israeli cabinet advanced the funding of dozens of new settlements, moved to legalize the very outposts whose residents terrorize Palestinian communities, and took a step it had avoided for 3 decades, establishing a permanent military base inside areas of the West Bank, supposedly under full Palestinian administrative control.
A long-range United States military aircraft has crashed in the state of California, killing all 8 people on board. Officials confirm the Boeing-manufactured B-52 bomber plunged to the ground at Edwards Air Force Base on Monday, officials said at a news conference.
A United Nations-backed court in the Central African Republic has begun the trial in absentia of former President Francois Bozize over crimes against humanity, including murder, enforced disappearances, torture and rape. Bozize, who seized power in a coup in 2003 and was overthrown 10 years later by rebels, has lived in exile in Guinea-Bissau since March 2023. 3 of his former senior military officers, Eugene Barrett-Ngaicoset, Vianney Semdiro and Firmin Jr. Danboy, are all in pre-trial detention in the car. Voters will head to the polls in several states and the national capital this week as the United States takes another step towards the all-important midterm elections in November, when control of the US Congress will be on the line. The midterms will also serve as a referendum on President Donald Trump's second term in office, as the Republican leader struggles with flagging popularity Iran that has hiatus war against Iran that has heightened concerns over the cost of living.
DJI has officially introduced the Osmo Pocket 4P, its first pocket gimbal camera with 2 main cameras. The launch comes just weeks after DJI introduced the standard Osmo Pocket 4 with a 1-inch sensor, 4K 240 FPS slow motion and improved tracking. The new Osmo Pocket 4P builds on that model while adding a major zoom upgrade.
Sindh Inspector General of Police Javed Alam Odo has formed a high-level committee to modernize the provincial police force in line with current technological and operational needs, according to the news. Additional IG establishment training. Iqbal Dara will head the committee, which includes senior officials such as DIGGs of Establishment and West Zone, AIGs of State Management and Finance, and representatives from East Zone Investigation. The Establishment AIG will serve as the committee's secretary.